Hello, welcome back to just another opinion media review. And today's media is life with an ordinary guy who is reincarnated into a total fantasy knockout. So I was like scrolling through Crunchyroll, and I just was looking for. I had a day where I needed to do something. I needed to achieve, I need to finish something. So I was like, okay, well let me try it. So I saw this anime and I was like, well, let me try it. And the first episode just kind of hooked me, and it was interesting. It's about about two friends who've been lifelong friends, and I'm not gonna say their names. I'll have it on the video, but you know me and Japanese names, for some reason I just can't say it. So one of the friends wishes that, one of the friends is he's good at everything. You know, he's good at with getting ladies' attentions. He's good with solving problems. He's good at fighting, all this stuff. But he doesn't have any relationships with females. And his friend is just kind of the average friend. And he wants to get ladies, but he can't get ladies. So he wishes that he was he's like, I wish I was a girl. It'd be so much easier. And so this goddess comes up and goes, oh, okay, well, I can grant that. And they get teleported to this new world where she's like, yeah, you gotta fight the supervillain. And the one friend is still the same person, but then the guy who wished for that, he's now, as the title says, a girl. And there's this tension where they believe that the goddess kind of was because the guy who gets turned into a girl, anybody who looks at him falls in love with him. So the friend was like, okay, am I in love with you, or am I in love because that's your ability? Let me interject real quick. So with the guy being turned into a girl, I forgot to add this part. So they're both the two male characters. They're 30 years old, I think 32. And when they get reincarnated, the one guy's 32, and the other guy gets reincarnated as I don't know. I don't think they ever give an age, but supposedly it's a younger girl, so around 14, 15. So that's kind of why his feelings as they go on with this anime. Why he's like, oh, am I attracted to a younger girl, or am I attracted to you? Because later on in the episodes they make it a point oh, you're attracted to little girls. And he's like, no, I'm not. It's your ability. And I don't know why they decided to go that route, because when I was watching it, I never put it together that was a younger character. I just assumed, because they're both 30, that he's probably at least over 18. I just never really thought about it. So that I just want to interject real quick. So now back to the recording. And throughout the whole anime, they go back and forth between, is it you or is it your ability? And so they're walking through this forest, and they get attacked by a creature. The friend who didn't get transform, he ends up destroying or beating the creature. I think he does almost a one punch, and just blast a hole through the creature. And then they take it to this forest, and the forest people are like, oh, cool. And then they find out that the forest creature is actually a protector of the forest, and the forest burns down because there's no protection anymore. So now there's an elf lady, and she's like, oh, we're not gonna have this. So she tries to take him on, and they end up fleeing, and she's kind of a recurring character that comes back and forth. Then they're on their journey, and they're trying to head to this city. And once they get to the city, they want to there's where the goddess's shrine is, and they're trying to figure out, because the goddess just kind of dropped them in there and was like, yeah, go fight the demon lord, and they didn't really give him any guidance. And so they get to the place, they find the shrine, and then nothing really happens. The first 8 episodes were like really good. They were like funny. The guy who didn't get transformed, he like just the way he kind of like takes on people, like he just kind of like darts them into the ground because there's like they're finding this base, and this bandit base, and he's like, I'm gonna beat all you, and then he gets attracted to his friend, and then after he beats all the bandits, the villagers come up and then like, oh, thank you for doing this, and the guy ends up darting the head villager into the ground. But yeah, it was pretty. The first 8 episodes are good, and then once they figure out the village, once you get to the town and they figure out what they have to do, the Demon King's like henchmen are like, oh, okay, cool, we got you right where we want you, and the castle has like this has this mechanism, or this robot thing down below that's supposed to keep this city safe, but they end up the villains end up capturing the main girl and the king's daughter, and so they end up using the robot to attack the city. And somehow I think these are the last 3 episodes. I kind of started just like looking at my phone, so I was like looking at my phone, and then all of a sudden like the main girl character, she ends up breaking free of being held captive, and she says like, you know what, telling to her friend like, you never like give me a compliment or anything. So then she just starts attacking the other main character, and along the journey they meet up with this other isekai character, and he's like, oh, I'm 18 and I know that you have to be nice to your friends, you have to give them compliments, and so the main character ends up, or the main guy character ends up like, oh, well, I always like that you do this. He just goes down a list. I think it's like 30 to 50 things that he's like, oh, I like that you do this, and then eventually they hug and they make up, and then they continue their journey, and they end with they look at each other and they're like, heart pops up on top of their head. That's another thing too. Throughout the thing, you can see if somebody's got like charmed, they'll have like a heart above their head, and so that pops up and they both get charmed. So somehow they both fall in love with each other, but they never establish it, and so then the show ends. Yeah, like I said, the first like 8 episodes it was pretty funny, but then once it got to the end, it was just kind of like, okay, it's a will they, won't they? Do we really want to push this? Do we want to push 2 gay characters together? Because that's what I felt like. It's like, because the question was, am I attracted? Because the guy who doesn't get transformed, he's never had a girlfriend, but like all these girls love him because I think he can cook, he can fight, he's smart, but like he's always protecting his friend. And he's like, well, am I in love with you, or am I in love with you being a girl? And so that's kind of like the question, and they just never answer it. And there's like, I think there's like 14 volumes of this, which for anime I'm gonna do would I buy the books, because I think it was Trash Taste that they were talking about. They do, it's easier to make like 1 or 2 seasons and then sell the books, because you make more money off selling the books than you do with this animation. So it's like, would I buy the books? And it's like, I just didn't really care. Like them going to fight the boss, I mean, like the villains weren't like that interesting. The characters weren't like, it was like I don't know, like it seemed like they wanted to do something different, but they didn't want to commit to it. And I don't know if you read all 14 volumes if you're gonna get the commitment, or maybe it's still publishing to this day, because this just came out in it says on Wikipedia, it says March 22nd. So I don't know if the because I thought on Crunchyroll it said 2023, but that don't matter. Like I said, it was pretty interesting, and if they would just kind of got bogged down by the two friends who just didn't want to commit to each other. So I'll give it a yellow. Not really recommend. I mean, like I said, the first like 4 episodes are like funny. Like I'm like kind of laughing. They're going by fast. The one thing when I watch anime is like, does it feel like it's dragging? Because I think I watched like 3 animes before this one, and they just like dragged. And I was like, they're like only a 20-minute episodes, and it's just like, oh my god, it's taking forever. But with this, it's like, I'm done. I just did 3 episodes, so I finished this all in like, 1 weekend. But yeah, like I said, I give it a yellow. Check it out if you want, but there's really nothing interesting. They don't really do. I don't know how to end this. See, now I'm being the guy. I just don't know how to end this, so I'm just gonna end it now. So, yeah, thanks for listening.